Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, get notifications, and most definitely smash that like button. Comments are always appreciated. Enjoy the show.
Hey everybody, El Cheapo Deluxe here. How you all doing today? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Hey, a couple weeks ago we went to the gun range again and didn't get my guns cleaned since we went, so got to clean them today. Now mind you, these aren't my guns, these are hers. That's the reason I'm cleaning them. She don't clean guns. She can load them and shoot them, but she ain't gonna clean them, so I'm gonna take care of that for her. Today we're gonna clean her guns. We've got her Smith & Wesson SD9 2.0. Showed you this a week or so ago on a video. The SD9 stands for Sugar Daddy. I'm just kidding. Self-defense. So anyway, let me show you that it is not loaded. There's nothing in the chamber, nothing in the gun, nothing at all in the magazine. That being said, safety first as always. All right, the other gun we gotta clean is her Glock 43X. Show you it's empty, nothing in the gun, nothing in the chamber, nothing at all in the magazine. Again, safety first. All right, one more time. It is empty. We're going to leave that magazine out. Once again, empty. We'll leave that magazine out also. All right, let's get started with this SD9 2.0. I'm sure you all know how to clean a gun. I'm just going to show you how I do it, if I can get this thing open. Just like that. All right. Yeah, you can see it's pretty dirty. Needs good cleaning, so let's go ahead and pull out that recoil spring. Knock that barrel out. And take a look at this. Yeah, it's got some gunk down in there. Let's set this aside for a second. I need to put out these. I like to use a pig blanket when I'm cleaning guns. Any oil or anything that, you know, I got this protective mat down there, but I still like to use that pig blanket. All right, so first thing I want to do is get out some tools here. Let's see what we got. I have got a brush. I don't know if I'm going to need that pick or not. I got another brush here. Probably going to need that. Let's see. I got a brush there and some swabs, some Earl, some wipes, some Q-tips. Get one of these push rods too. Just going to use the rod. I'm not going to put the handle to it. All right. Let's get that brush and just brush a little bit of that off there first before we put some solvent on it. Yeah, that one's pretty dirty, to tell you the truth. Can't tell you when the last time I cleaned this gun was. I know it's been a while. Just knock some of that heavy stuff off of there. It's not too bad, I guess. All right. I'll take a little bit of this and put a couple shots of that on there. Shots of that on there. Couple shots of that in there. That set aside. And I just want to take my brush, just run it down in there. We're not going to take it down any further than this. Just going to do a field clean on it. Guess that's what you would call it. Field cleaning. Eh? Yeah, that ain't too bad. That's got some gunk on it though. I think I've cleaned that Glock since this one's been cleaned, so it shouldn't be bad at all. And this one's really not too bad. But it needed to be done. I thought, well, we'll go ahead and do this on video. Get my rag here. Wipe all the gunk out of it. That rag sticks to that grip tape I put on there. That grip tape's nice, man. It really makes that, gives you a good grip on that slide when you go to rack it, especially for her. Yeah, looks pretty doggone good. What y'all think? Call that good? Rails look good. Rail guides, rails, whatever you want to call them. Everybody tells me I call things wrong, but you know what? I know what I'm talking about when I say it, and I'm sure you got a pretty good idea what I'm talking about too. So I ain't gonna fret over it. There's always got some trolls out there that want to tell you what you're doing wrong, what you're saying wrong. Constructive criticism is one thing, but some people just get downright mean, and there ain't no place in the world for that. All right, that looks good. See, this ain't going too bad. Quick cleaning. I will use a Q-tip to get down inside this though, because there are some spots that I can't reach with my finger. See there? And that's really not too bad either. Hell, I use more Q-tips than that to clean my ears. And they don't come this clean. What? That's a joke. I hear fine when I want to. Alright, I'd call that good, you know. The oil's more important than the cleanliness. I mean, it's clean enough. So, let's get to that barrel. Wipe it down. Take that brush to it again. So we got that spray on there. Yeah, it's pretty good. Looks pretty good. Tell if that's gunk. That's the coating coming off. I think it's gunk. Let's see if I try that. Well, it looks brass on this side. Yeah, that made the difference. A lot of times that nylon brush will get stuff, but if not, you go to that brass brush, it'll knock it off. I just don't like using the brass brush because sometimes the bristles come out and you get them stuck in your finger. That's smarts. Yeah, there we go. We got that good and clean. What you think, folks? There's a little spot there we can knock off. Excuse me, I got a little bit of a cold. Been having that for about a week now. Yeah, it's pretty dirty down in there. You know what? Let's spray some of this on there. See if we can get that down in there now. It doesn't seem to want to go. I know it's a 9mm swab. I know it's a 9mm gun. There we go. Just had to give it a little squeeze. Sometimes it just takes a little bit of loving and squeezing. Yeah, it's looking pretty good. Yeah, sometimes you got to give it some loving and squeezing with some lube. Don't tell her I said that. All right. That looks good. We say we put some oil on it and put her back together. All right. You can oil this just like you do basically any other handgun. Got that out and didn't use it. All right, I do want to take one of these little swabs here, and I'm going to put some oil on it and run that down the barrel in a minute. And now, let's get that oil. I just want to put some in this rail. Just a drop or two. Put some on these rail guides. A bit right there. On that rail guide. A bit right there. Just a little bit of oil. Doesn't take a whole lot. You all know that. Probably just watching to see if I know what I'm doing. I think I do. The end result is, as long as it works when you pull that go bangy thing, and don't explode on you, I guess. All right, so we're gonna put a little bit here on that, a little bit right there, a little bit right there. I like to put a little bit on the barrel. And like I said, we're going to put some on that. Just a couple drops. I want to run that down inside the barrel. How about that? I'm going to drop everything, huh? Butterfingers. All right. Yep, that's all I want to do. A couple times. That's it. Good enough for me. That was tough getting that through there. Thought I was going to bend that rod there for a minute. All right. Let's put her back together. Pop that barrel in there. There, I'm about to put that in backwards. Y'all was going to laugh at me again, wouldn't you? I don't know if that's got a flat spot on it or not. There we go. Got it all walled up. I do like to put a little drop right here. Yeah, feels good. One down, one to go. All right, Glock 43X, still empty. Let's do the same thing to that. That apart. A little dirty. And barrel out. There's pieces of brass in there. I don't know if that's from the bullets. It's gotta be. Anyway, all right, let's get that brush. Give it a quick little brush just to knock off anything major. Glocks, you can run them dirty for a long, long time. As long as you got some oil on them. Yeah, don't look too bad. All right, let's get some juice down in there. A little bit on that. A little bit down in here. I have to get that thin one out for this gun. Don't look too bad. Like I said, I think I cleaned this one maybe a couple times since that one has been cleaned. I tell you what, that SD9, that's been a good solid gun. I don't know how y'all feel about budget guns, but that's been a solid little gun for the price. I told y'all we paid like $300 for it for Christmas a couple of years ago, and we'll probably put I don't know, 500-600 rounds through it so far. And it works pretty good. It's not as accurate as some of the other guns, but you know what? 15 yards in the house for self-defense and home protection. That's plenty good. And she got that laser on there, so put that laser on what she wants to hit, and within 15 yards she's going to hit it. So I think the laser scares the hell out of people more than the actual gun. Especially if they don't know what that laser is coming off of. All right. Yeah, that gun wasn't too bad. Yeah, just get down into the little parts. It's got some Got some gunk up in there. So this is her carry pistol here. So we put a red dot on it. I don't know that it needs a flashlight. Maybe one of these days she feels like she absolutely needs a flashlight, but I mainly wanted the flashlights for the home defense guns, so you don't have to get up in the middle of the night when you hear a noise and not be able to see what you're doing. It might be nothing, and hopefully it is nothing, but you want to be able to see that it's nothing. So, anyway, rambling, but what else am I going to do while I'm doing this, huh? All right. Actually, it looks pretty clean. All right. Let's take this one. Since it's clean. Let's put some of that stuff on there. Run that down the barrel. It's going to be stubborn too. Yeah. Give it a little squeeze. Yep. Some loving and some squeezing. That Journey song, huh? Loving, touching, squeezing. All right. Done with that. Just a quick clean, folks. That's really all you need to do. The important part's the oil. And we're going to get to that now. Good oil in that rail. That's all you need on that part. Some oil here on the rails, rail guides, rail guides, whatever you want to call them. Tell me what they're called, but be nice when you say it. Plenty good. Same thing on this one. A bit there, there, there. Oh, you know what? We didn't even clean that, did we? Look at me. Trying to make it a quick video and I'm cutting corners. Why didn't y'all tell me I missed that spot? I thought you was my friends. Nah, you have to excuse my cold. Hopefully I can go back to work. Been off for a few days. Didn't want to get anybody else sick. Alright, put a little bit more oil on that. Run that down the barrel a couple times. And we're going to call this good. Then I got to clean up my mess. Yeah. Turn it around, maybe it'll come out clean. Yeah, not too bad. Put oil on the barrel. Look at there, that wasn't too painful, huh? Looks good. Don't really need to oil that. I just a little bit I got on my fingers. I'll put on it and put her back together. Yeah, I got that in there. Always worries me sometimes. I don't get that all the way in there, but that's good. Wipe it down a little bit. And a drop right here. You can see where that wears. That's why you want to put a little bit of oil there. And that's it, folks. A little bit of oil on that trigger. I don't like having oil on the trigger. I don't know about you all, but yeah, look. That's better. All right. We're done. Wasn't too bad, huh? I get a little bit talking off sometimes and ramble, but I didn't stop working just so I could ramble. Anyway, that's that. Smith & Wesson SD9, Glock 43X, both fine handguns. One just a little bit more expensive than the other. Both 9mm, both fine handguns. So check them out and appreciate you watching. Like, share, subscribe. As always, leave a comment. And be safe, everybody. Take care.